The last lesson introduced you to clauses and gave you a brief definition of a sentence. This time we move on to phrases. Phrases are basic units in sentence structure. They allow us to group words together into broader units, where each group of words acts as its own unit. Every phrase has a head word, which is the main content word or the main function word in that phrase. So a noun phrase is based around a noun, and the noun is the head. A verb phrase is based around a head verb, and a prepositional phrase around a preposition. Phrases have three parts. The first part is the head, the main word mentioned above. The second part is the complement, which may be optional and usually occurs next to the head. It's adjacent to the head. The third part is the specifier, which qualifies the head in some way. Let me give you an example. In the red car, the word car is clearly the noun in the noun phrase, so it's the head word of that noun phrase. Red, which occurs right next to the noun, modifies the noun, it's an adjective. And the word the specifies the noun. A key feature of phrases is that they can embed into other phrases. You'll notice that phrases will build up into other phrases, which will then build up into larger and larger phrases until we get to a sentence, which is itself an entire phrase. So all of these are grammatically connected units. Here's an English example of a phrase embedded into another phrase. Prepositional phrases have a head word, a preposition, like to, for, under, before. Prepositions are used with nouns, and the noun's going to be part of a noun phrase. In the prepositional phrase to the store, I have a preposition to, and I have a noun phrase the store. I don't look at them side by side as parallel words. Instead, I see that the noun phrase the store embeds into the prepositional phrase to the store. And this is a key feature for building sentences with phrases. When we use phrases to look at the structure of grammar, this is how languages build sentences. How do we display this embedding hierarchical structure visually? Well, one way to do it is with brackets. This is straightforward enough with simple examples like the prepositional phrase to the store. We'll put each phrase into a set of brackets, so we can enclose the entire noun phrase, the store, in brackets. After that, we put the entire prepositional phrase, to the store, in its own set of brackets. And that allows us to write out the structure of phrases so that we can analyze them and discuss this embedding syntax behind them. We've focused entirely on phrases, but there's a competing model of basic sentence structure. Instead of looking for unit chunks of language, phrases, we can consider how words depend on each other instead. A simple phrase analysis of "my boss ate soup" begins by breaking the sentence into a subject-noun phrase, my boss, and a predicate-verb phrase, ate soup, where the predicate breaks down further into head verb and the verb's object. In a dependency analysis, on the other hand, the verb has a subject and an object that depend on it. No main verb, no subject of a main verb, and no object either. This keeps the discussion at the level of the words and their relationship to one another, rather than abstracting up to larger and larger phrase units. Crucially, though, it does not break sentences into subject, the doer of the action, versus predicate, the action and everything acted upon. Take the other example, to the store. The preposition to has a dependency that goes this way, and the article depends on the noun governed by that preposition. Phrases or dependencies are two ways of breaking syntax down into the smallest relationship between words. Once you understand them, it's time to move on to the next lesson.